Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. So we have this wild hysteria because WotC has found some boxes of Legends in a warehouse. I do not buy that story at all. A company like that does not accidentally not inventory boxes like that for 30 years in a warehouse, but whatever. So they've got some boxes of Legends. They cracked them down into singles, which I really wish we had a video of Mark Rosewater cracking Legends boxes to put up on YouTube. But they're going to take those singles and they've inserted them into Dominaria United collector booster boxes. Okay, I mean, it's really cool. I think it's a neat idea. But how much is it really going to affect the price? And, that's really what we all want to know as evil investors. And the interesting thing is, if you come through here, you look at just how many boxes sold yesterday, just hundreds of boxes on 7/21 after that announcement was made, after the rumors were confirmed by WotC. Just people went nuts. And, 13 boxes in the entire about 4 weeks of pre-ordering before the announcement. And then yesterday, hundreds of boxes. So people are FOMOing hard on this announcement. But what kind of difference is it really going to make? And, one of the things that especially Rudy talks about a lot is most old cards are still worthless. Now, a set like Legends being one of the first expansions, one of the, famed Four Horsemen expansions, it's old enough, it's rare enough, it's sought after enough that not everything is worthless. So the interesting thing is I've come over here to TCG Player, I've set my search results to Legends, English, and I've sorted high to low on market price. And then I've come down to right at the center of the set. So you get 31 pages of results. So I've come to page 16. And what you can see is about half the cards in the set, even in near mint, are selling under about $8. So that's kind of the first piece of data you could take to try and ask yourself, what are these cards really worth that are being inserted into these packs? And remember, they are pack fresh, so we're going to be looking at near mint prices. Now, the second interesting thing is if you come over to Dawn Glare and you look at what is the EV of a Legends booster box, again at TCG market prices, $85.76. Now, Legends boxes, they had 36 packs of 15 cards, and if you do the math, if Mark Rosewater stood there in the warehouse and he was cracking boxes of Legends, then the average card that you pull out of there, near mint condition, pack fresh, is $15.88. So you're just taking that $85.76 booster box EV, you're dividing by 36 and divided by 15, and you get $15.88 is the average card that comes out of a booster pack. Now, WotC has said that because of the particular print run these were from, a couple of cards won't be in there, like Sylvan Library and Land Tax. That's unfortunate. And then they removed the Hurt Feelings cards. So if we come back here and we look, something we need to realize is we're in a bear market for TCG products. And so with the way that TCG Player calculates their market price is some kind of decaying moving time average of actual sales. And so when you're in a bear market, the market price will actually be higher than some of the current listings. And in fact, what we see if we come through a lot of these cards from Legends, and we're looking again just at near mint because Mark Rosewater has his stash of pack fresh cards, the market prices here are for most cards higher than today's near mint prices. Okay, and this is interesting. So 170 compared to 150, and Falling Star 167. Well, they're 167 there. And 157 on the market prices, and you can buy a near mint for 117. And that kind of goes on and on. You go through page after page and you see about the same thing, is that the near mint price today is at or below the listed market price. So this number we got from here is actually higher than what you expect the current value to be. This is the market price based on recent sales, but we're in a bear market, so current listing prices are going down and they're sinking below that market price. So when we say that based on the EV of this box, of a Legends box, that the average card that comes out of it should be worth $15.88, the average price should actually be a little lower than that. And so when we talk about what kind of additional value do these Legends cards add to the Dominaria United boxes, well, if you pull one, it adds about a little less than $16 of value to the box. And so, of course, it all comes down to how many Dominaria United collector booster boxes are being printed and how many cards were actually found in this very suspicious case of Legends that somehow evaded being inventoried for 30 years in WotC's warehouse. So, if you expect to get one of these, again, WotC said that 3% of the boxes, so maybe one per case. Again, if this goes back to just being normal 6-box cases, because they are 12 booster boxes instead of Double Masters 2022 that had 8-box cases because they were 4 booster boxes. So if we go back to nearly one per case, then you're talking about, on average, adding $16 or less of value to a case based on the presence of these Legends cards in there. So, I mean, it's really neat. Probably 2 or 3 or 4 people will get the Veil or whatever it was, the really high value land card that's $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 in the set. A couple of people will get those, but when you're talking about long-term investments and compound annual growth rates and the big boy investment topics, you're not really worried about those low probability events with high variability that live way out at the end of the bell curve. What you're worried about is the averages and what happens with law of large numbers over long time periods. And, just looking at the actual prices and values of near mint Legends cards for sale today, you could expect that adding Legends into cases of these Dominaria United collector booster boxes is going to increase the value of the case by $14, $15 on average. So that's why I think that, people FOMOing into these boxes at $260 each, it's a bit premature, and I think you'll get better prices still later on. And so it's really cool. It's neat to see 30-year-old cards added into these boxes. It's cool that a lot of the people who play Magic today are younger than those cards. I mean, that's really cool for them. And so I think it's a neat idea, but long term, I don't see this being a huge driver of value for Dominaria United. When we first started seeing Double Masters 2022 cards errored into Baldur's Gate collector booster boxes, everybody said, hey, that's really neat. But at this point, everybody's just kind of forgotten that those were in there. We kind of said, oh, well, WotC probably almost certainly did that on purpose. And, it's cool to have those different cards in there, but it really didn't affect the value long term. And I don't think these Legends cards in here will affect the value long term. Now, if you draw the really rare and expensive land card that's $4,000 or $5,000, good for you. That's awesome. But on average, people are going to be drawing Legends cards that are worth about $14, $15, $16. So that's my take on it. I would still suggest do not FOMO into this product at $260, expecting to land some really great Legends cards, or expecting that long term the presence of Legends cards in these boxes is going to make this go through the roof. Again, this is a standard set, and for the last 2 years, almost every standard set's collector box has done pretty poorly. They'll come back on the long timeline, but it's TCG collecting. Everything does good on the long timeline. So let me know what you think, if there's any other data out there that I missed on this, but I thought a real quick examination was in order. Otherwise, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all my patrons. I love you guys. Thanks a lot. See you later.